In this video, I'm going to showcase some awesome accessories that are now available for 1-inch EMT conduit. And these are made by a community member named Billy, who started making and selling 3D printed hinges and a latch for EMT conduit a while back. And originally they were made for 3/4 inch EMT conduit. He sent us some of those. We did a video that I'll link down below on those original parts. And then he started selling them on his website. And then we started working with them and selling them on our website, which has been really cool to see. A lot of people in the community have picked them up and have used them in their builds, which is really awesome, of course, that he filled that gap and created those parts. And then other people in the community get to take advantage and use them to solve problems in their builds. And it's also been cool to see Billy has been devoted to, making sure these parts are working great. And he's been modifying the design slightly, testing different things. He has a whole video on a testing rig that he put together so he could test the gates and the latch and the hinges over and over and over again, which has been really awesome and just a really great video. So check that out. If you haven't seen that, I'll link it down below. But what's really cool is now we have these available for 1-inch EMT conduit, and those are on the website now, on our website and his. And in case you didn't see that original video or his videos, then I just want to highlight them quickly so you kind of know what they are, and then I'll show you how to put them on a build. I've got a little gate contraption here that I'm going to put together and show you guys how these work. But first, I want to just highlight the pieces here, and basically these are just 3D printed pieces. There's two, they're mirrored, and they just go together. There's a bolt that is included and a nut that these hinge on, and then you also get the mounting hardware, and then of course you get a hinge set, so you get enough pieces to make 2 of these complete hinges, as you can see here, and then the hardware that you need to bolt them to your build. And basically these go all the way, the bolts go all the way through the EMT conduit, and then you've got a pocket here that the bolt head locks into, and then you can tighten the hardware on the other side. And I'll tell you about the tools that you need as we're putting them on the build here. But basically this is all it is. It just kind of sits and rests on top of the conduit. This little divot here is made to fit perfectly around the outer diameter of 1-inch EMT conduit. And the main difference you'll see with this one and the other one is these are a gray filament for the 3D printed parts instead of the black filament that we saw with the 3/4 inch ones. But that's pretty much the main design of the hinges. And he's also got a latch as well. And I've got them separated into pieces. I haven't put them together because I wanted to show you guys or tell you guys that it's important that you don't put the pieces on until you've bolted these 2 main pieces to your build and to your gate, just because if you put all the latch and all those pieces in place, it'll be hard, I really won't be able to at all, slide the bolt in that you need to secure these pieces in place. So before you put all these extra pieces on, make sure you just bolt these to your build first. But basically, there is a long bolt that goes into this piece here and threads all the way in and will stick out like this. And then you've got this piece with the latch, and then you've got this small bolt and nut that holds this latch in place. But basically, this long bolt just slides into there. This flops down and keeps it from opening. Then you open the latch and that swings back out. And that's essentially how that works. So now I'm going to put these on this gate here that I've got that fits inside of this slot here. And basically, I'm going to also be using this awesome accessory that Billy makes, which is a drill jig that slides over top of EMT conduit and kind of clamps down on it and allows you to really easily make the pilot hole for drilling holes all the way through EMT conduit. It's just a 1/8 inch hole that you can drill, and then it's got a steel hardened bushing here that is a guide for the bit, and then the other side is just completely open, so you can drill all the way through both sides of the EMT conduit wall, and then you can drill your larger hole for the bolts, whether it's for these accessories or some other thing that you want to bolt to your EMT conduit build. So that's really cool. We have these available on the website now too, which is awesome, and we appreciate him working with us. But I'll show you guys how to use this and put these on your build. So let's do that. It's better to start with the hinges on the gate first, and basically you'll just mark where you want the hinge to go, and then line up the drill jig with the mark and tighten it in place. Use a 1/8 inch drill bit to drill all the way through both sides of the EMT, and then size up your drill bit to 1/4 inch and drill all the way through both sides again. It works best to drill each hole individually from the outside, but you can drill all the way through if you'd like. Then you can use the included 1/4-20 hardware to secure the hinge in place. As I said, the head of the bolt will sit in the pocket, so you don't have to hold it with anything. Then you'll use a 7/16 wrench or socket to tighten it down. Repeat this process for the other hinge and secure it in place as well. Then you can line up the gate where you want it to sit on the build and mark the uppermost hinge location and use the drill jig and process from earlier to secure that hinge in place. Repeat this process for the bottom hinge and secure everything together until your hinge rotates smoothly. As I said, the latch is made up of 2 main components that have to be attached to your build, and you'll just start with the side that will swing into the latch, and you'll just mark where you want that to be. Then you'll use the drill jig to get your pilot hole and subsequent larger hole to then secure it in place. Then use a 7/16 inch socket or wrench to screw in the long bolt that swings into the latch. Then you can use that bolt to line up and figure out where the latch mechanism goes. Mark that position and then use your drill and jig to get the hole that is needed. Once that is ready, you can secure the latch to the build. The last thing you'll do is install the latch by lining it up and threading the included small bolt into the lock nut. Hold one side with a 3/8 inch socket or wrench and then use a Phillips head screwdriver to tighten it in place. And then you have your latch and your hinges in place and you can use them in your build. Hope you guys enjoyed this. All these parts will be linked down below if you want to check them out. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.